Another anonymous emailed this. We're going to take one of the questions. There's 3, but there's so many here that we want to get to. So my apologies, anonymous. We're going to take just one. What is the traditional Catholic position on immigration, and how should the principle be applied to our current situation in America?
Well, certainly the Church stands on the right for the individuals to immigrate. But also, so it's one of those situations where there are rights and responsibilities on both sides, which we frequently deal with those kinds of situations in our human interactions. There is a right to immigrate. There is a right for a nation to control immigration for all kinds of reasons, to provide adequate economic opportunity, to provide security for those already living in the nation. That what I've encouraged, as I've talked about this before, it's been one of the issues of our time, this very high volume immigration of peoples. I think it highlights the turmoil that's in the world. Certainly, part of that right to immigrate is to look for a more peaceful life, a more productive life. I mean, this nation, the United States, is really built on immigration. People came here looking for a better life. The nation has a responsibility and a right to regulate that. Certainly, looking to the basic principles of justice and freedom for everyone to have their opportunity to allow their life to flourish. So I think we all have to agree that the immigration situation in the United States and really around the world has been fractured in significant ways, with people demanding that they can come into a nation without any legal avenue, just come in. We would, in previous history, call that an invasion. So I've encouraged that we go back to the basic principles. As I'm a simple guy, grew up in a beautiful but simple country community. And the simple principles are that, it's not just nations and huge entities, but everyone has a right to self-defense, a right to their own life, a right to flourish in their own home. And so the right for a nation to control its borders is really, in principle, an extension of the right for the individual to have a home, to have doors and locks, and to control entry into that home. Yes, we're encouraged to be charitable and generous and welcoming, but a family has to make those judgments based on those principles. We can't let everyone in. We don't want people that are there to do us harm to come in. And so those basic, rather simple principles need to be applied on the level of nations so that security is there for the people living in the home nation, that opportunity is properly offered to those that can be received into the nation, and all of that should be governed by the government. And when those laws are ignored for maybe very valid and important reasons, but when those laws are ignored, it begins to promote a chaotic situation. That's what we've been dealing with. Chaos comes out of ignoring truth and ignoring the basic principles, the basic laws that govern us as human beings.